Hello, I'm Andy Willoughby, and I am one of the editors of Kenaz magazine, and we're going to do a little presentation of poetry with some musical accompaniment at the beginning with me from Kev and from is it Dom? Yeah. And Dom, Kev and Dom. And this is Kenaz magazine, last issue, comes out 3 times a year, created writing from the Tees Valley, and anybody living on Teesside or working on Teesside or who comes from Teesside can send in the work and have a chance of getting in. Well, I think I'll kick off with just a couple of my poems, just to say hello. And then I'll introduce the other readers today. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was a teenage Frankenstein, invented a body that wasn't mine, swollen in strange places at very dodgy times. It rebelled against my faith and it set me up for crime. I chased it in the shadows to recommunicate. It ripped the head off my young love and it taught me how to hate. I was a teenage Frankenstein, installed a brain that wasn't mine. Words in my mouth filled me up with bile, wrote weird poems in secret files. I chased it through the cities to teach it how to care. It hid in public libraries, reading books I wouldn't dare. I was a teenage Frankenstein, connected to a heart that wasn't mine. It beat a ragged rhythm and disrupted all my rhymes. Empty the blood and full of slime. I chased it overseas to drain out all the hate, but it dragged me to Alaska where we refrigerate. I was a teenage Frankenstein until I admitted this monster's mine. Thank you. I'll take one more. I'm going to ask Tom to come up and hit a bit of drums with us. I'd like to dedicate this poem to the new Nobel laureate, Harold Pinter, and to all the fools who think that you can make peace by having a war. This is called Love Me, Love My Bomb. So, shall we go? Love me, love my bomb. It's got pictures of McDonald's on. Eat the burger, eat the bun. Collect the Space Wars plastic gun. Love me, love my bomb. Love it cause it's right, it never will be left. Love it cause it leaves the troublesome bereft. Love it cause it's first world, top of the pile. It can teach the dispossessed to bear it and smile. Love me, love my bomb. It's got pictures of John Wayne on. Making money down the barrel of a gun. Keeps the economy at #1. Love me, love my bomb. Love it cause it's smart, it can ride a hoss. Love it cause it knows how to hit a little cross. Love it cause it's clever in its high-tech head. Sometimes the cross is white, sometimes it's red. Love me, love my bomb. It's got pictures of bunny girls on. It can sing a freedom song. Loves its country, right or wrong. Love me, love my bomb. Love it cause it's long, shiny and smooth. Love it cause it pays, it makes stock markets move. Love it cause it costs taxpayers dollars. It can employ 100,000 white collars. Love me, love my bomb. It's got pictures of Captain Kirk on. It's got the power of exploding suns. It never, never, never sets its faces on stun. Love me, love my bomb. Love it, love it, love it. Blam, blam, blam. Love it cause it's big. It can make a massive bang of an old good rotten terrorist gang. Stops them killing women for dressing up rude. Or is it cause they're sitting on the price of crude? Love me, love my bomb. It's got pictures of Mickey Mouse on. It can whistle a happy tune as it smashes through the kid's bedroom. Love me, love my bomb. War, what is it good for? Oil companies, virtual reality gamers, sadistic jailers, reconstruction contracts, election through fear, oil contracts, mass distraction, mass post-buglers, coffin makers, undertakers, prosthetic limb manufacturers. War, what is it good for? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light? Hello, we'll have some readings from contributors to Kenaz magazine by Jenny Payden, Gordon McInnes and Rowena Somerville, who kindly agreed to read some. Jenny's going to come and read some of her poems. Jenny's also working with the Exuban Production Company as a mentee, working with me and Bob Beagry developing her work, so I've invited her to come along with a couple. Big hand.
Thank you. This first poem I'm going to read was in, I think it was the first edition of Kenaz, and it's called The Weather in England. When gently swelling clouds are filled with moist promise, when a warm breeze awakens the earth and green shoots edge gingerly towards their first breath of life, when the ground is ripe and ready to nurture, remember this: the weather in England is mild and damp, dull and unchanging, matching the faces of the populace as they pace the streets, sipping tea from china cups. When furious sun beats relentlessly down upon the earth, and the air is alive with the buzzing and fluttering of busy wings, a fusion of life and colour reaches impatiently skywards, greedily taking its fill of light. And when lazy days of yellowed grass and ice cream stretch before us, remember this: the weather in England is dull and unchanging, matching the faces of the populace as they pace the streets, sipping tea from china cups. When the blustery wind is dancing with all that will follow, and the dueling paces of hibernation and preparation collide, when miniature sunsets of fiery crimson, poor man's gold and jealous emerald spiral towards the ground, when that telltale chill creeps into the air and rouges the tips of your noses, remember this: the weather in England is mild and damp, dull and unchanging, matching the faces of the populace as they pace the streets, sipping tea from china cups. When winter fingers snatch the last lingering breath of autumn, skeletal trees look down upon white coma as the earth sleeps beneath a softly smothering blanket of snow, when entombed in a coffin of glass-like ice aquatic phantoms glide unseen, remember this: the weather in England is mild and damp, dull and unchanging, matching the faces of the populace as they pace the streets, sipping tea from china cups. Well, this is what I learned at international school, where people from every nation were respected, represented, as long as they fit into the melting pot of American ideas, where my Yankee Doodle, clap happy or singing or dancing or processed cheese in a floral best excuse for a science teacher refused to mark my weather chart. My expression remained as unchanged as the weather in England. I took a sip from my china cup. I exercised my stiff upper lip. Thank you. I'm just going to read one more. That one obviously was set. I did live in Malaysia for a while, and this one's about where I'm living now. It's called The Welfare State Vampires. There are vampires lurking in the welfare state, behind the helpful, sympathetic smiles of the job centre staff as they wait for you to sign your life away to the dole. I am a lost soul, waiting in the queue, invisible shackles around my ankles. I long to spread my wings and fly, but I know that I am grounded, and the key is hidden somewhere under piles of bureaucracy. There are vampires lurking in the welfare state, sucking out my lifeblood, feeding on ambition, leaving lethargy and depression in their wake. But like the Jews en route to Auschwitz, moths to the flame, because there's nowhere else to turn, these moths will burn. I wait in the dole queue, knowing that each step will lead me closer to the demons that await me. I slip my wrist, take the pen, and hold it to their hungry mouths and sign the paper, and I feel drained, and I feel drained. Every time a little more drained, a little less alive, a little more resigned, a little less drive. There are vampires lurking in the welfare state, but I am alive. Wire short-circuiting the matrix of blood vessels, putting out, input, putting in, out, put, X to the power of a live wire. I am a live wire. I am alive. Thank you.
Hi, I'm going to read a poem by... I'm going to read a poem by Michael Edwards. It's called Little Wooden People. Little wooden people wake in little wooden beds, as little wooden dreams fall from little wooden heads. Little wooden people pull on little wooden socks, and curse little wooden curses toward little wooden clocks. Little wooden people straighten little wooden ties, brush little wooden teeth, and zip little wooden flies. Little wooden people walk little wooden dogs, as little wooden workers turn little wooden cogs. Little wooden people drive little wooden cars, as little wooden nurses stitch little wooden scars. Little wooden people stare at little wooden screens and cheer little wooden cheers at little wooden teens. Little wooden people pitch little wooden tents and pay little wooden landlords little wooden rents. Little wooden people mow little wooden lawns, trim little wooden hedges and little wooden thorns, fill little wooden ponds with little wooden frogs, and whisper little wooden prayers to little wooden gods.
This is the first time I've ever done this sober. Sorry. This poem's about being creatively dead and then coming back to life. It's called Lazarus. But mostly the voice, it feels like a chain. Derelict, cracking, riven and brittle. Oh, just close your eyes and taste the iron, flaking like grit till a wet tang of spit oils the tongue and soaked the cold throat. Then the words came, ripped aloud from lips, ashen and grey. Too much to say, mad thoughts raising questions, answers, terror, laughter. So much more than a voice, a chain, great taut in shipyards, works, estates. The drunk slaughter of houses, sleeping while TV curses explain the 30 pieces of silver that contain a bondage bought to break us. But our dreams are always the voice, the chain. They link us. Speak your words of Lazarus.